Hello lovelies, I am back. And I have updates, general life updates, news updates, future content updates, and just general me rambling on and on like usual. Anyway, let's get into it. I recently had not been posting anything at all because I've been doing my dissertation, which was stressing the hell out of me. Because I am very, very dyslexic and writing very big pieces of work stresses me out. But the reason I was really stressed out was my lecturer. Okay, but I'll get into that later. I've also kind of gone off talking about reading quite a bit over like the past couple of months, and I think it's just from like how taxing I felt being in an online space, the online book community, because it can be very taxing quite a lot. I have been reading, just haven't been like really posting about it. I'm gonna try and do like posts or like updates of what I've read this month. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's gonna depend on how I feel about it, because at the minute I'm just like, no. No, but because that was happening, my hyperfixation grew even more. Because I don't think it's a hyperfixation. Is it still hyperfixation if it's lasted over 5 years? Because the one that grew was my love for K-pop and music, okay? Like, music has been always, like, a massive part of my life because I go theatre quite a lot. And, like, musical theatre is a very big part of my childhood as well. But also just music in general. I love music. I collect music in so many different forms. And, like, I consume it so much. We're not going to talk about my Spotify hours this year, okay? There's no need for that. But, like, it's a very big part of my life. And, like, the K-pop addiction kind of was to say, pay more attention to me. Do I blame Illit and Cortus this year for that? Partly. I think it's mainly just Stray Kids and album after album after album. And then footage of the tour. And then the award seasons. And Bangchan, okay? It really is just that. But I think it's also the fact that I have a giant group. Like, I have a decent-sized friend group now who are all really into K-pop, which I've never really had before, so I never was vocal about my interest because I had, like, maybe 1-2 friends, like, at separate points in time who were into it, so I never was overly vocal about it. I blamed that girl in my first year class who, whenever I talked about my music taste, bearing in mind my musical theatre taste, okay? She'd be like, oh, you'll win. Girl, you're dating someone who performs in pantomimes as the dame, but you have a problem with the fact that I listen to musical theatre? Yeah, that friendship did not last a long time. But anyway, because I feel like I'm going to talk more about music this year, because I want to do some album unboxing, because I just really enjoy watching them, and like, I do have an addiction to buying albums, so why don't I do that as well? Which is logical, honestly, completely logical, and not an excuse for me to buy more albums at all. On top of that, I'm also going to be focused more on music this year, because so far I am booked in for 5 different concerts, okay? All paid for, all planned for. It's good. I'm so excited, honestly. It's the main thing that got me through writing my dissertation, because not only am I going to see Scanning for Girls, one of my all-time favourite groups, okay? Scanning for Girls is beloved in my family. It's like our collective favourite group, because we all have very varying music tastes, but we're all just like Scanning for Girls, yes. Then, take that. The circus tour as well, which I love from a set design point of view, which is like, I really want to go because of set design. Then after that, we have 5 Seconds of Summer. Why? Because my sister phoned me up the other day and was like, I want to go 5 Seconds of Summer. I'm like, really? You think you're going to be okay to go to a concert? And she's like, it will complete my childhood. We need to go. It's like, okay, we're going then. I have informed my younger sister. She's not that much younger, but she has the bladder of a guinea pig. I kid you not. I have told her that either she needs to train her bladder or I'm dehydrating her to go to the concert, okay? And you might be like, Rosie, it's not that bad. We were on holiday over Christmas. We were on a coach ride. So we got like picked up at the event night, and then we had to drive back. And it was like a coach ride. It was probably going to be like 45 minutes. She stopped the coach twice to go pee. She held it up on me because she's like, wait, I need to go pee. Okay, they kindly did so because other people were in the shops and stuff. But like, we were still waiting for her to come back out. And then halfway through, she's like, can we stop again? So she could go pee again. They also let her do that as well again because it was at a hotel. And was like, okay, quickly go. I don't think she's gonna last for a concert with how much she has to go to toilet, okay? And this is like not even as bad as it can be. We went on like a bar crawl walking thing for like I think for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I can't really remember. Either or. And literally every single stop we went to, she had to stop and go to toilet multiple times. And it's like, train your bladder or you're being dehydrated, okay? And this is important because we're going to another concert this year as well. But then me and my dad, we're going to go My Chemical Romance. We're not in the pit for this one though, because my dad is in his 50s now, so he wants to be set for it. and then I can just go feral, and he's going to judge me severely. And I'm going to be like, you're the one who introduced me to them. This is your fault. I love the Black Parade though. I will worship Gerard Way, like the immortal vampire he is. And then when I say that to my friends who are not very into My Chemical Romance and have no concept of it, they're like, what? I'm like, I also had to explain to my friends who were going to BTS, like, hey, I'll probably be in London at the same time. It's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I'm going to Wembley. It's like, what do you mean? BTS is not in Wembley. Yeah, I have some friends who are trying to do the pre-sale for BTS. Thoughts and prayers to them when that happens. But I was like, because they were complaining about Tottenham, I was like, yeah, well, you know, My Chemical Romance, they're going to have set, obviously, there. They're not going to take all the set down for BTS to be there for 2 days and then set it all back up. You know, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, going to My Chemical Romance. I'm thinking of getting binoculars for that. Why? Because we're in a bit of a far back seating, because we were very far back in the queue on booking tickets, so we literally booked whatever we could, okay? But it did mean it worked out better for us because it was a bit cheaper. Then, my most excited one, which I am also going to with my sister, we are going to go see Bruno Mars. I won the Ticketmaster war, okay? I got golden circle. I'm very proud of myself. Did I pause my dissertation writing the day before my hand-in to get those tickets? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Was it worth it? 100%. Was I able to focus on my writing for the next 3 hours after? No. I re-listened to every single song Bruno Mars has ever released. My upstairs neighbours might be annoyed with me, but I think they were out at work, so I think it's fine. And it was also the middle of the day, so. And it's Bruno Mars. No one's going to complain about that, but yeah. Bruno Mars is the one I'm most excited for alongside My Chemical Romance, but because I'm in the golden circle for Bruno Mars, I'm even more excited because I'm just like, I really love Bruno Mars. It's like a very big thing for me and my sister. We love him so much. Like, I can't put it into words, okay? But also on top of that, because I'm only saying I've got 5 in the book right now, because I'm not going to try and get BTS tickets. I'm not that mentally insane. I won't be out army, okay? I'm like a casual army member, okay? Like, I have my bias, I listen to some of their music, but I've not, like, collected merch for BTS before, or anything. And I'm not trying that, okay? There are people training, like, weeks in advance. They're, like, full-on training. They were using Bruno Mars's ticket sales as training exercises, okay? But I respect the drive. I respect it. I hope if any of you who are watching are trying to get BTS tickets, I wish you luck, because you're going to need it. And then on top of that, though, I have also pre-ordered ATEEZ's album that comes out on February 6th, which I'm so excited for, because I love it. But I'm kind of at the point where I was like, can we have a new album name? We're on Golden Hour Part 4. Okay? Like, just mix it up a little bit. That's all I ask. How many more golden hours can we have? Like, I'm asking honestly now. Because I'm like, I love all their music on the tracks, don't get me wrong. But not the new one, because I haven't heard them yet. But all the music they have. And I'm just like, can we just have a new name? Yeah. But anyway. And then on the 7th, I'm going to the Stray Kids concert film with a bunch of my friends. So we're going to go down. I'm thinking of making freebies for that. So I'll probably do a vlog for that day and everything. And I want to do some album unboxing. Because albums, I feel like I already mentioned that. But anyway. But because Stray Kids is supposed to be going on tour later this year, ATEEZ might be coming to Europe along with like a bunch of other groups. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm at this really weird stage in my life, I feel like. Because I'm at the point where I'm just like, I kind of want uni to be done. Because I'm done with it. But also at the same time, I don't want it to be done because of the thought of trying to get a job in the creative industry. Or a job regardless in like... Because the job market, horrible. Like, awful. Horrible. Why is it like this? But like, the thought of all of that, I don't like. I don't really like. But also, I'm kind of done with education now. So I'm at this really weird point. Yeah. But anyway, on to the main bits. My lecturer that was in charge of my dissertation, okay? For starters, they assigned the lecturer that's in only 2 days of the week. And this lecturer is very much like, I only will answer emails if I'm in the building. Once I leave the building, I won't. Like, cool, but you don't answer your emails anyway, and no one can ever find you. okay? This lecturer was the wrong lecturer to be in charge of my dissertation. I still personally believe that this lecturer maybe not be cut out to be a lecturer, because they very clearly still want to be in the creative industry and still doing film and TV jobs and still work in like the creative sector full time. And you can see that, okay? But he was not the right lecturer to be in charge of dissertation. It's one of the biggest writing pieces my course has, like, at all, because we don't do much writing because we're on a very practical course, okay? So a lot of my classmates need like guidance, including me. I'm very dyslexic. I do not do well with writing long pieces of writing, okay? I don't. Just my dyslexia is just like, no. I was reviewing it because I do dictation review. I get to read it out loud so that I can do a final review, so then I can physically hear the words to make sure it makes sense. I think I counted, I missed 35 its. Don't ask how. I just forget the word exists, okay? But the lecturer in question, I don't think he could tell you what my dissertation was on. I don't think he could tell you when the last time he actually had a meeting with me or actually discussed my dissertation with me. I don't think he could tell you the last time he actually gave a lecture about dissertation, because he cancelled more than half of them. Like, you can't put the lecturer in charge of dissertation but have him not reply to emails, so by the time you send him an email, he won't reply to it, because he's really bad at replying to them. And then by the time he actually comes back in the next week, you're far past the point where you needed that guidance because you had to go and find the results yourself, but you don't know if you're doing it in the right way. And he hasn't even given us an in-depth, like, structure thing. He gave us a half-arsed one about the written stuff, but he didn't include appendices, the bibliographies, how to reference and citation properly. He didn't do any of this stuff, okay? This is the stuff he needed to do because none of us had been taught this prior in any of our other written subjects, and it was part of the curriculum, okay? Instead, he just uploaded a PowerPoint that had very little information. Okay? And I'm just like, why was he in charge of this? Why did you put the part-time lecturer in charge of this? Why? You could have chose one of the other two full-time lecturers, which a lot of students ended up doing, okay? So a lot of students ended up going to our full-time lecturers and, like, going to them for review, for help, but they couldn't give full review and help because they are doing all the other courses and all the other year groups work. So it's just like, great, thank you. Like, this situation is bad on my course, okay? It's so bad that I got told that my course has the lowest grade boundaries for dissertation in the entire university. It is so bad that I had multiple of my classmates going into other courses' lecturers just so they knew how to write their dissertation, because we were given, like, barely any guidance at all. Okay? It was so stressful. Okay? It was so stressful to write because I'm like, I would like some help here, please. Like, just some guidance, just some help, just someone, like, to check in, because you're supposed to be checking in. You're supposed to check in with your students, not just come in, say, lecture's cancelled, come upstairs, gossip to one of my classmates for about 10 minutes, look around the room, decide, yeah, I've checked in on all of them, and then go off. And then not be able to be found, because then you've decided, actually, no, I'm going to go help the second years with their big build project instead of actually dedicating my time to the third years and their dissertation, which is imperative for them to pass their degree. But I'm fine. It didn't stress me out at all. Didn't have multiple crash outs over it at all. But it's done. I handed in today. It's done. And now I just have to be stressed about the fact if I passed or not, which is going to be so fun. Yeah. So that's been going on, and that's basically been what's prioritising my entire life for the past couple weeks. But I think that's all, really. Yeah, that's all. I'm gonna go binge eat a cake. Yeah, I'm gonna binge eat a cheesecake because I can. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're also going through dissertation stress, my condolences, and I'll see you in the next one if I remember to make one.